Billy Blue, my knight in shining brindle. Welcome to another episode of A Poet Reads to Write. This is the beginning of our night here in Australia, and my goodness, outside, outside it is a very cold, sleety old evening. So I'm rugged up inside as best I can. This is my debut making a video in the evening. So we'll see how we go, shall we? This is a BookTube tag called the Behind the Scenes BookTube tag. And this is an original tag created by Bob at Robert G. Reader of Books. And that is a channel that I will subscribe to as I load this video later on this evening. And I was tagged to take part in this fun by Stuart at Stuart Griffin, by Pat at Book Chat with Pat, by Tracy at Tracy's Nordic Light, and by Reney at Beyond Books. And I am really thankful for all four of those wonderful booktubers for thinking of me and inviting me to take part and share in this fun. We might get straight down to it because my voice is still a little bit croaky with the Australian winter evening air. And there's quite a few questions and I don't want my video to get too long. So let's go. Prompt 1. When recording a video, do you read from a prepared script? It depends what type of video it is. If it's a video like this, no. All I've got written here is just the actual questions that are making up this particular tag. I guess, I'm quite used to speaking extemporaneously, off the cuff, and I enjoy that. If I'm doing a review video, a detailed review of a particular book, like when I did all my Shirley Jackson or Henry James videos a little while ago, then obviously, I never write in my books, but I write lots of notes in, an exercise book like this. It's the same way when I'm writing my professional reviews. I earn my living from writing poetry, literary essays and reviews, primarily now book reviews. I used to also write reviews for art gallery exhibitions and things, but now I just can't bear being separated from Billy. So now I pretty much only write book reviews. But when I'm writing my reviews or, I use the same technique as when I'm preparing a video for BookTube. I take whatever notes I think here and, I've got those to basically, and I'll color code with highlighters and that sort of thing and keep it hopefully as articulate and fluent as possible. So it's the same sort of technique I use for when I am writing my reviews for my job. So no, I don't really have a prepared script. Number 2, do you edit before posting a video? I know certain skills and talents, and I'm very blessed and I am very thankful for that, the way I have been created. But I also have some dire weaknesses, and one of my most dire of weaknesses is I am a real technophobe. I am hopeless with anything that requires a button. So no, I don't do any editing before posting a video. I occasionally might have to stop the whole thing and delete everything and start again and reshoot the whole thing. But for me, every video is one take, and that's how it's uploaded to BookTube. I just don't have the skills with editing to do that. I guess it would make for a much better video at times. I just don't have the skills, sorry. 3, have you edited a video after posting? Well, it's the same thing. I'm sure there are times when I would have liked to, and there are times when I should have. But no, I've never edited a video after posting either. Again, I simply don't have the skills. I don't have the know-how. 4, Are there certain topics you avoid because they are too personal or controversial? Oh boy, unfortunately, no. I am too open. I am too forthright. It is a problem. I don't mean to be. I don't know. I guess it's my personality, the way I've been brought up. I am just an open book. And it does get me into trouble sometimes. I think I do have a fairly ADHD type brain as well, so I can be quite impulsive and say things without thinking. But no, I don't really avoid any topics because they're too personal or controversial, and it does often get me into trouble. I really do my best not to, cause upset. I do my best. But every so often I know I say things without thinking or overstep the mark, and I do upset people. I'm sorry for that. 5, do your posts include graphics, special lighting, music, fast or slow cuts? Well, of course, I just don't have the technological skills to do any of those things. I do have a beautiful little introduction now to my videos, which I'm so excited about, but I've only got that beautiful introduction, that little 30-second tribute piece of celebratory video to celebrate my beautiful Billy Blue, the love of my life. I've got that little intro with the musical background to it because Ruben, the wonderful and generous Ruben at To Read As It May Concern, he shot it. Well, he didn't. I shot the video, but he added the music to it and made it perfect for me. So now I guard that little video intro preciously on my computer, and that's what I use to start every video. It's my little tribute to Billy, the love of my life. But I only have that and that little musical overplay because of the wonderful, generous Ruben. If it had been left up to me, it just would have been just that boring little silent shot film. I really should try and do something to learn some more skills. BookTube, one of the things for me that I find most exciting about BookTube is the fact that, to the extent that I am pulling it off, I am pulling it off. It just amazes me. Every time I upload a video, I am left speechless that I've actually done this. I don't have any support. I live here on my own in this little tiny house. It's only me and Billy. So I don't have anyone who I can turn to for support or help. I've just got to work it out and make things meet, ends meet. So the fact that I'm actually working out the technology as much as I am, I'm, to be honest, speechless that it's working. I keep things very simple, but I can't believe it works for me. I can't believe I've made it work. It's been very empowering. BookTube, it is one of the best things that's happened to me in the last couple of years. It really is. I found it very empowering and enriching, just that feeling that I can do this, If you had have asked me 3 years ago, would I ever have my own BookTube channel? Because I was always watching lots of YouTube and BookTube. I've always just loved it. I would have told you 3 years ago this would have been absolutely impossible. It would be beyond my wildest dreams that I could ever have had my own channel and just made the technology work. But here we are, and I am loving it. So thank you for joining in this adventure with me. All right, number 6. Do you have a target number of posts each week? No, not really. I think when I started out, I probably had a goal of 1 or 2 videos every week, but that's quickly now become, 1 video a fortnight, even 1 video a month. That's fine. I think I'm more interested in the quality of the video and making sure that I really have something to say that I would like to, keep. Rather than just do a lot of videos. I don't mind channels that do 3 or 4 videos a week. That is absolutely fine. We all have our own style and our own way of doing things, don't we? And the other thing for me, of course, is that, as I said, I earn my money out of writing literary essays, book reviews, and poetry. And every 4 or 5 years, I publish a new collection. And sometime later this year, it should be, or it might be early next year, but hopefully sometime later this year, my forthcoming book, an autobiographical verse essay to be called Hounded, will appear. And so for me, you know, as I said, I really don't go anywhere without Billy anymore. I just don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable if I'm not in the company of that beautiful hound. I'm looking over there because that's, of course, where he's sitting right at my feet in his beautiful snoozer snuggler bed. He's always, you know, he's never more than 2 meters away from me. I can't go to the toilet and close the door. Can't have a shower and close it. He has to be able to be in the room with me and walk in and out. He has to know where I am. You know, he looks out for me as much as I look out for him. Oh, I love that dog so much. Yeah, so yeah, that's right. So I don't go to book signings anymore. I don't really attend book festivals. You know, I used to do all that sort of thing, book festivals and signings and Q&As, and I used to do all that sort of stuff. I used to be a really out there sort of person. I'm just not anymore. I really have retreated away and I just stay very quiet in this tiny home. It's the only way I can make my headspace work for me. And I just really don't want to go anywhere where I can't take Billy anymore. So BookTube for me is my replacement for book festivals and book signings. And, you know, my publisher has always said to me, well, if you're not going to go to these events anymore to help sell books, what is the point of publishing them? Because you're just not going to sell anything if you're not out there meeting readers. So I made a compromise deal with my publisher. And, you know, if I'm not going to go to festivals and things anymore, I will have BookTube instead. And hopefully I can reach readers and new readers via BookTube. So no, I don't have a number of posts I want each week. I'm more than happy for just one a fortnight or one a month even, as long as each video, you know, is something I can be really proud of and I think is a little achievement for me. And, you know, it will echo well from the book that I'm trying to publish or sell. So that's how you go, or that's how I go. All right. 7, are there certain theme posts you contribute to, such as Poetry Thursday? No, unfortunately, I haven't got into that at all. Maybe I should have. I know a lot of the channels that really grow and become, you know, much more popular do take part in all those sort of things. So maybe that's something I should have considered, but it's not something I have done yet. And Poetry Thursday, that doesn't make sense for me either because, you know, 50% of my channel is poetry. It's not just one day a week. So I haven't taken part in theme posts yet, but I probably should. Maybe it's something I should think about in the future. 8, how important to you is the number of your subscribers? I'm funny with numbers. I am quirky about numbers and they do play into my head. I have this little deal with myself, this little dance that I do. You know, I started off being much smaller, of course. You know, I was hoping just to get 20 views and then I was hoping to get 50 views per video. Now, my dream for every video is to get 100 views, 13 likes, and 50 comments. You know, they're my big numbers. I don't know why, but I never really concentrated on the number of subscribers. I guess that seemed too big a picture for me. It was too scary and too daunting to worry about that. I was more interested in the numbers attached to each individual video. It upsets me a bit that I only crave 13 likes, you know. I wish I got a lot more likes than 13, but you know, that's the way it goes. BookTube's a funny beast, isn't it? It's funny the way these numbers work. So yeah, the numbers that mean a lot to me are I really want every video to get 100 views, 50 comments, and 13 likes. That's my big aspirational dream. The numbers that I dance with at night when I can't sleep. 9. Do you always respond when tagged? No, I mean to, but as I said, I'm only trying to do one video a week, even one a fortnight. Lately, I've been up in the Blue Mountains donating my plasma and I've been involved in a few research projects with my Billy Blue. So I've been up in the mountains at a few things that I was able to take Billy to. running some workshops and doing some poetry events and things like that. And I was able to take Billy, so that was convenient. And every night I was able to go back to my mum and dad's house where I slept and where I stayed. So that was a great, month to be up with mum and dad and to see them. So I don't always respond to tags because I'm only trying to do, it's got to fit in within my working life of my writing and, when I am running workshops or Zoom events, things like that. So I'm only really trying to do one video a fortnight now. Sometimes even it's one a month if I'm out and about and I just can't get home to this space to do my video. So it has to fit in. I'm happy with one a fortnight or one a month. So I do what tags I can. 10. Do you respond to viewers' comments? Yes, always. Very early on in my BookTube adventure, the wonderful Emily from the Linguist Library, she really, because I think she had a great head for detail, and she really had a bit of an angle, a bit of an opinion on the analytics and how to make the YouTube analytics work for you. And she really stressed to me, gave me the cherished opinion that looking at comments and likes particularly are really important. Engagement is crucial, particularly in the first hour or two that you post a video. So I have become very obsessed probably with comments and with likes, as I said, because I really want that engagement with my videos to hopefully make them successful, because I need this channel to be successful to keep my publisher happy. They certainly check my numbers. It has to add up. Because I've got this new book coming out, and I really would be a mess if if I didn't get a publisher for my next book. That is my whole identity as a reader and a writer. And I don't think I'm a writer if I'm not publishing. So the numbers to my channel are important. So yes, Emily really gave me that foundation of really looking at the engagement, particularly within the first couple of hours of posting a video. Now, if you want your video to be pushed by the analytics, engagement's important. And Emily always told me comments and likes, particularly comments, are what you focus on because that's what you've got more control over. So yes, I think would always respond to a comment, and I usually respond with 2 or 3 comments. I am a little bit over the top, a little bit all or nothing, but I need this channel to work. It's really important for my workaday life. Without this channel, I'm not getting my next book published. So there you go. I think I always respond to comments. Have you ever blocked anybody from commenting on your posts? I've only ever once had a problem. A couple of months ago, maybe several months ago, I did 2 videos on my conversion experience, or my deconversion experience is how most people seem to take it. I saw it more as a conversion experience from evangelical fundamentalist Christianity to a much more progressive, looser, almost agnostic type of Christianity. That's what I meant to get across in those videos. Some people really took offense at those videos and saw me as, an atheist or trying to mock Christianity, take the mickey. I don't know what people thought. And I did get one person who tracked my email address, and were really writing some really horrible, and I said some, maybe they were silly things, I don't know. I did say some things on the video too about the Christian right, Billy Graham, and about Trump. So that got me into some trouble with some people as well. But that's the only time. I love engagement with my videos. I've very rarely had problems, only very mild problems. So there you go. I don't think I've ever had anything really big to worry about. So this is the tag, the behind the scenes BookTube tag, created by Robert G. Reader. And I was tagged, as I said at the beginning of this video, by Stuart at Stuart Griffin, by Pat at Book Chat with Pat, by Tracy at Tracy's Nordic Light, and by Reney at Beyond Books. And I am so thankful that they tagged me for this and invited me to join in on the fun. Down below, the final prompt, of course, is to tag others. So I will tag 10 or 15 other people who I'm pretty sure haven't done this tag yet. I am a little bit slow to this. Mark at Book Ramble, a lot of people who I spend a lot of time engaging with have already done this tag. So I'm hoping that the people I tag haven't done it, and we'll all be, friends afterwards. We'll see how we go. I really enjoyed doing this. Thank you for the experience, and thank you for stopping by. Thank you, and bye for now.